What's up, SinsTV? Now I get asked all the time from various people, comments, you guys, everybody, what equipment I vlog on, what cameras I use, what am I using to shoot these vlogs. And today I'm gonna tell you guys and show you guys what I'm using. So usually when you see nice wide shots like this that look really good, really in focus, I'm using the Canon 80D camera. One of the main reasons I use this camera is because it shoots in 60 frames per second. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with frames per second, it's basically how many frames or pictures per second it's putting into the video, making the video. So cinematic is really considered like 30 frames per second. It's what a lot of movies are shot on, and it's kind of, wouldn't say choppy, but if you slow it down just a little bit, it's very choppy. But 60 frames per second, I feel like is better for vlogs because it's more real life. It's like you're actually living it, I guess. So that's why I like the 60 frames per second. That's why I like the Canon 80D. I'm not a photographer. I don't know a ton about cameras. I've been around them for a long time. I have no preference whether I shoot on a Canon, a Nikon, a Panasonic. It really doesn't matter to me. As long as the picture looks good, it's easy to use, and you know, and it focuses. Focusing is one of the most important issues to me, and vlogging, really. I hope it's in focus right now. Looks pretty in focus. All right, I'm gonna put this camera down and show you guys it, and I'm gonna start shooting with the Galaxy Note 8. I basically got this phone for vlogging. I used to be an iPhone guy, but the camera is just so much better on this phone, and especially the nighttime camera really kills the iPhone, and that's why I really like this one. So I'm gonna start shooting on this guy and show you guys the Canon 80D. All right, so this is the Canon 80D camera that I'll generally shoot on. Now the lens is a wide angle lens, and that's how you can hold it up and kind of see everything. It's really wide angle as opposed to a more typical lens. You're gonna have to have it further back when you're shooting to get the wide angle. That's really cool for vlogging. As you can see, I use the Shure Lens Hopper VP83 mic. This mic's been pretty good to me. I've used other ones in the past, and I like this one because when you shake the camera around like you do when you're walking a lot, it doesn't make any noise. As you'll see on this backup GH4, this Rode mic, I don't know if it's just older or when I shake this thing around, it really makes a ton of noise, and I really hate that. All right, so basic setup, Canon 80D, Shure Lens Hopper mic, wide angle lens. This is what a lot of vloggers use. It's recommended by a lot of vloggers. Maybe not this exact setup with the mic and everything, but vloggers really like this with the wide angle lens. And typically anybody usually vlogging is gonna be carrying around a setup like this. This is what I'll carry around most of the time. All right, I'm gonna jump back on this guy. And as you can see, the view on this camera is so much wider than the Note 8, and that's why you want to use a wide angle lens. All right, so the next thing I have is this Panasonic GH4. This is kind of my backup vlogging camera. I've had this camera for quite a few years. So this camera will shoot in 4K. Of course the GH5 is out now, but this is the GH4. It'll shoot in 4K. And it'll shoot slow motion, which is really cool. I haven't been shooting a ton of slow motion for these vlogs, but it's nice to have the option if I ever want to. And again, I have the backup Rode mic on here. And I don't have a wide angle lens on it. I have a more standard lens on here. So it doesn't get the real wide angle shot. Hold on, let me put these two side by side. All right, so as you can see, there's a big difference in the view of the cameras. I mean, you can barely even see me in the GH4. And the Canon with the wide angle lens is, well, wide, which makes it really awesome for vlogging. It's really cool to be able to see everything. It's more of your kind of perspective, like where your eyes can see, is what this camera can see. And the GH4 is, well, you know, more. If you saw a tunnel vision, that's what the GH4 would be like. And like I said before, guys, I'm no expert on these cameras. I've looked up what other vloggers are using, and these are some popular things that vloggers are using, so that's what I started using. Now, I'll link everything down below in the description. So if you guys want to start vlogging or check out some of the equipment, just click on those links down below and you can check some of the stuff out and how much it costs. I think they actually sell a Canon 80D vlogging setup for, I'm not sure, but probably around $2 grand. So you're gonna invest a little bit of money into these cameras. You can always do it cheaper. You can always vlog on your phone and not pay anything. So it really just depends on how much money you want to invest in vlogging in your business. All right, so I talked about the cameras, talked about the mics, talked about the lenses a little bit. And if you're gonna be vlogging, you definitely need a tripod. This is the Joby tripod. Pretty much everybody uses this thing. That's why I have it. It's actually pretty heavy, this big one. I think this is the biggest one they make. And it's actually pretty heavy once you get the camera on it, so you really gotta have some strength to hold it out there. But you'll get stronger with it over time, so don't worry about that. And I have another one. This is kind of a less heavy duty. It's cool for GoPros and the little camera. I have it set up for the GoPro right now. And it's cool, it bends too. You can put it on all kinds of shit. Next up I have this little Canon G7X. I don't use this camera too much. I got it when I kind of first started vlogging. Kind of wanted it as, you know, a backup camera, or when I didn't want to take the big camera somewhere, I would use it. And I don't use it too much, but I use it sometimes. It's really good in low light and compact, obviously, so you can take it places. And I don't know, I don't use it too much. I usually just use my phone. It's a lot easier, but I do have it just in case. And if you're vlogging, you're definitely going to be using GoPros. GoPros are really awesome cameras. I mean, you're in focus 100% of the time, so you never have to worry about it being in focus. And it's really just a cool little camera. I've been using these forever, since like the GoPro 2. Actually, I think the video I shot, that road trip to Mexico video, that I'll link up top, was shot on a GoPro 2. I think the original one I had. This is the Hero 5 Black. The 6 is out now. I haven't got one yet. One of the biggest differences is it shoots 4K in 60 frames per second. This one will shoot 4K in 30 frames per second. But I haven't been shooting these vlogs in 4K. I don't really plan on it anytime soon. I might at one point, but this GoPro is good enough for me right now. Unless someone happens to buy one off my wish list, I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this. And I think I have 2 of these. I don't know. I've gone through a lot of these over the last couple years. Pretty sure I lost another GoPro. Like the 3rd one I've lost. They get broke, they get lost. I drop them in water without the case. Always have one on me for the most part. All right, next up, got the GoPro stabilizer. I really like this stabilizer. It's really good for when you want to shoot kind of action shots and you don't necessarily need volume. The microphone on the GoPro is notoriously bad.
All right, I hope you can hear me. I know GoPro audio sucks.
You can run with this thing pretty much as fast as you can, and it's pretty smooth. So this is great for outdoor shots, things where you're just cruising around, walking around, driving shots, that kind of thing. I use this fairly often, and I really like it. I've actually wanted to get a stabilizer for my phone, just to have one for my phone too. So maybe if I'm not going in the water or getting it wet, I can use just my Note 8 with a stabilizer on it to kind of take the place of the GoPro. But nothing takes the place of the wide angle of the GoPro. It's really cool. GoPro's awesome in the daylight, really bad at night, so don't even bring the GoPro out at night. That brings us to pretty much everybody's favorite camera. And that's the drone. This is the DJI Mavic. I've had this one for about 2 years. This is the original Mavic. And I love this thing. I had an Inspire, the first Inspire before this, and that thing was so bulky and the gimbal was always messing up. This thing is just I mean, flawless. I've never had any problems with it. It flies perfect. Never lost a radio signal. I just can't say enough good things about this drone. Now this drone is about $1,000, maybe a little more with extra batteries and all that good stuff. But I highly recommend the Mavic Pro. But really, if you're vlogging, new to vlogging, and you're not shooting in 4K, you can either go with the Mavic Air, the Spark. They all shoot nice video. You're gonna get great video in 1080, so it really doesn't matter. But this is probably my favorite thing to do, and I love putting up the drone. I just love anywhere you can be where you can put the drone up. And of course, you know, there's a million accessories for GoPro and all the other cameras and various things that I use. And actually, one of the things I forgot was a smaller portable tripod. Not necessarily one like this, but more of an extendable, you know, 4 or 6 foot tripod. You're gonna want that sometimes because a lot of times you won't have a high enough surface to put this on to get the camera up high enough where you need it, that kind of thing. So if you can get a small portable tripod, extendable tripod, that's a really good idea too. I think I got one on Amazon for like 25, 30 bucks and it's been awesome. I've had no problems with it. But yeah, this is what I use to vlog on. This is what I shoot on every day. It just depends what I'm doing, where I'm going, what equipment I'll take. I'm the type of person that likes to take everything, but that's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. So the more and more I vlog and the more I know the place, the more I will kind of cater the cameras to where we're going and what I want to do. I always take the drone just because I always want to put the drone up everywhere. I don't know, it's just cool. No matter where you're at, it's cool to see the aerial view. So it's awesome to have a drone. One other thing for vlogging, if you're vlogging in your house like this as opposed to outside, the one thing you're definitely gonna want to get, the ring light. This is a pretty typical ring light from Amazon. And it's pretty basic. It's a little over $100, I think, but you can use the tungsten lights or daylight in it. They're interchangeable. And if you're really just vlogging, you don't need much more than a ring light. I see the majority of vloggers only use this one ring light. And you don't need backlights or 3-point lighting setups unless you're doing, you know, something more elaborate. But just shooting videos like this, I mean, one ring light looks great. And it's like 110 bucks. It's portable, you can travel with it. They're really a good deal, and if you're vlogging, everyone should really have one. Alright guys, I think that's about it. I've covered pretty much everything I use vlogging on a daily basis. Like I said before, I'll link everything down below. They're just Amazon links, so if you want to check it out or see how much this stuff costs or put together a little setup for yourself, check those out. And I'm gonna do a video where I kind of show you guys how I vlog too, not just what I'm using, but I want to show you guys how I vlog and what I do. All right, well, I guess that's it for today. I get a lot of questions about what I'm using, what cameras I use, and I just wanted to do a little video and show you guys. Man, I'm shaking like crazy. All right, guys, well, thanks for checking out this video, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. All right, guys, thanks.
Check out our merchandise at shopsinslife.com.